Have you ever wondered why some people, despite having nothing, manage to change the world? Did poverty break them, or did it forge them? Napoleon Hill once said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartbreak carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." Could it be that poverty is the seed that connects us to our true strength? Today, we'll explore how poverty isn't a curse, but a blessing in disguise. There are times when life seems to strip us of everything, and it feels as though fate has dealt us a cruel hand. But perhaps those are the very moments when life is preparing us for something greater. Poverty, which we often see as a burden, is actually one of our greatest teachers. It doesn't offer lessons from books. It teaches us through lived experiences. It doesn't teach us to speak, but to listen, endure, and adapt. History is full of examples of those who had little but achieved the extraordinary. Let's look at Abraham Lincoln, for example. Before the 19th century, a young boy was growing up in the dust and labor of Kentucky. His name was Abraham Lincoln. He wasn't born into a wealthy family, nor did he enjoy the comforts of city life. His childhood was spent in the fields and in modest homes. His father was a poor carpenter, and his mother passed away when he was still young. The family was so poor that buying books was an impossible dream. Lincoln sometimes earned money by chopping wood or working on other people's farms. But at night, while everyone else slept, he would read by the glow of the fire. That light wasn't just from the flames. It was the inner fire of a young boy refusing to be extinguished. Lincoln never attended a formal school. His education came from life's toughest lessons: the fields, hunger, and hardship. These challenges didn't leave him with excuses, but gave him the energy to fight. Poverty didn't break him, it built him. It taught him that when life knocks you down, you rise not with help from others, but with the strength of your own will. In the 19th century America, poverty wasn't just financial, it was social too. Those without land were disrespected. But Lincoln understood something that many failed to realize. Respect isn't granted by birth, it's earned by action. This mindset propelled him from being a simple village laborer to the President of the United States, a president who abolished slavery and changed the very meaning of humanity. Now imagine if Lincoln had been born wealthy, surrounded by comforts. Would he have been able to understand the pain of others so deeply? It was poverty that gave him empathy, the ability to feel another's suffering as his own. And that's the hidden gift of poverty. It enables you to see the world through the eyes of others. Poverty is a paradox. To the outside world, it looks like hardship, but from the inside, it awakens something profound. When you have nothing, you realize that your greatest resource is none other than yourself. Now let's consider another great mind, Thomas Edison. Today, his name is synonymous with light, but his childhood was filled with darkness. Born into a poor family in the mid-19th century, Edison's education was minimal. As a child, his teachers dismissed him, saying, "This child is slow. He won't amount to anything." But Edison's mother refused to accept this and took matters into her own hands. She began teaching him herself. Even though their situation was dire and food was often scarce, Edison's mind was rich with curiosity. He would take apart everything he could find, examine it, and wonder, why? This endless questioning became his true education. Poverty taught him to observe, to imagine, and most importantly, to never fear failure. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Think about that for a moment. If Edison had everything handed to him, would he have had the courage to fail that many times? Poverty forced him to build things from scratch, to experiment, and to seek solutions. When he couldn't afford a proper laboratory, he created his own in his mind. He failed repeatedly, but each failure brought him closer to success. Poverty pushed him beyond his comfort zone. And here's the truth: comfort zones kill creativity. When you have everything, you don't think. But when you have nothing, necessity forces you to think. Edison's creativity was driven by necessity. He taught himself how to do everything, from chemicals to machinery. In an era when resources were limited, those with nothing were often the most resourceful. Lincoln sharpened his mind with books. Edison turned his eyes and hands into his laboratory. Both discovered the same truth: adversity doesn't break you, it shapes you. Poverty's toughest lessons often come when we're alone. People abandon you. Society turns its back. But it's in these moments that we hear our inner voice. Lincoln listened to his, and it made him a leader. Edison listened to his, and it made him an inventor. Poverty instills discipline. When everything is limited, we start to understand the value of what we have. A loaf of bread, a book, an opportunity. This understanding brings focus and respect for effort. Lincoln understood the worth of every moment. Edison understood the value of every failure. Poverty is a hard teacher. It doesn't use a stick to beat us. It teaches us through life's circumstances. If we learn to embrace this hardship, it transforms into our strength. For Lincoln, poverty made him a fighter. For Edison, it made him curious. Every great discovery, revolution, and historical shift has roots in some form of lack, whether it's resources, opportunities, or recognition. And when someone achieves greatness despite these challenges, that adversity becomes a milestone in history. Lincoln's poverty gave him a message for humanity. Edison's poverty gave the world light. Both proved that poverty isn't a wall, it's a door. Some see it as closed, while others open it and move forward. Poverty didn't stop history, it wrote it. It created people who, though born in humble circumstances, went on to shine so brightly that their light still shines today. Poverty forced them to grow from ordinary to extraordinary. So, when life challenges you, and it seems like there's nothing left, remember, your inner Lincoln or Edison may be awakening at that very moment. The real meaning of poverty isn't the lack of money. It's the reason to rise, to fight, and to create something new.